Hi guys. I'm going to be walking you through a kind of series of demonstrations to show you how to do each of the different processes on your mixed media test sheet. The first one is a simple one. It's called wax or oil resist. You may have even done in elementary school a wax resist, and the same kind of process works with oil. Basically, rather than doing it on here, I'm going to do it on a bigger piece of paper just so it's easier to see. But essentially, if you put down wax, like from a crayon, or oil from an oil pastel, and paint over top of it with any color, the water will be repelled by either the oil or the wax. It's called a resist because they resist each other. So I'm going to use this a little bit of that. See how I can just paint directly over top of it and I can still see those blue lines. Okay. I'll switch colors here and use blue paint on the purple lines. You can see I can just brush right over top and that oil pushes the watercolor right away. Okay. The way we could use this to make our macro eye, I was just kind of looking at the example eyes from the presentation and found this one here. Okay, so I could use this technique to maybe get part of this eye in here. So I've already sketched it on this side, just kind of the main idea of that eye. And what I could do is just put some of these green colors in with oil and maybe some of this red up here, and then paint over top of it with black, and it should fill in all the empty spaces. So I'm going to do that now. I'm going to use oil rather than wax, but either one would work. So I'm going to highlight this area just like it is in the picture. And it's got these sort of little striations stemming from the center, so I'm going to get those in there. Okay, there we go. Then I think it's a little bit, it's got some sort of darker textured, darker green dots around the outside, so I'm going to put those in as well. Just add that texture in. And then after I'm done with this, anywhere where I paint black, it's going to fill in all the spaces in between, and it's still going to show all of these green dots that I'm making, as well as the light green highlighted area. Trying to speed this up a little bit. Get enough of that texture in there. There might be more than that, but for the sake of the video, I'm gonna move on. Also gonna add some of this red like that example has. I think it's just one side in the top. This fairly colored red here. I'm just looking right off the reference, so you could look off yours too. So I'm looking at that one, so I'm kind of getting the main idea here. All right, and then I can add my watercolor. I can paint right over top of this to get that black area in there. I'm going to make sure that this is really dark, and even if I go into the green, it won't stick. A little bit more for this. These things have some black in them. Okay. So it's starting to look a little bit like my reference here. Okay. The next video will be on oil on wax scraping texture.